Okay, let's talk about this word that's been buzzing around in the beauty circles, nanotechnology. I was scrolling the other day and I heard someone say that foundation has nanoparticles in it that can cross your blood brain barrier. And I was like, wait a minute. Are we really supposed to believe that our concealer is marching its way into our brains? I know how that sounds when you first hear it. It's scary, confusing, and honestly, it makes you feel like you can't trust anything in your makeup bag. But here's the truth: titanium dioxide, mica, iron oxides, those are minerals. They are not science fiction. They're not dangerous little robots, and the story around nano is not what social media makes it sound like. So, in today's video, I'm going to break it all the way down in plain language. What nanotechnology actually means, why these ingredients are used in foundations and sunscreens, what the real risks are, and where the fear mongering has gone too far. Because at Beauty Over Age, we don't do panic, we do facts, we do clarity, and we do choices. If you've ever looked at your foundation label and thought, what even is this stuff? This one is for you. Welcome back to Beauty Over Age, where we talk power, peace, and purpose after 40. I'm still rising, beauty over age, turning every tear into a brand new page. No more hard hiding, I've come full bloom. Let's start here. Titanium dioxide, mica, iron oxides. Those names sound scientific, right? But they're not futuristic lab creations. These are minerals. They come from the earth. They're what gives our foundation coverage, shimmer, and color. Titanium dioxide makes your foundation opaque, so it covers redness and uneven skin. Mica is that soft shimmer, the glow, the slip that makes powders blend easily. Iron dioxides give us those rich pigments, browns, reds, yellows, even black tones. Now here's where the confusion starts. Just because something has a scientific name, people assume it's artificial or dangerous. But minerals are just like salt or clay. They're natural. The issue is not the ingredient itself, it's how fine those particles are ground down. That's where the word nanotechnology pops up. Let's bust the word itself. Nano just means really, really small, like microscopic small, less than 100 nanometers. In the beauty world, you'll mostly hear about nanotechnology with sunscreens. Brands use nano titanium dioxide or nano zinc oxide so the product goes on clear instead of giving you that chalky white cast. But in your everyday foundation or powder, these minerals are usually micronized, which is small, yes, but not the same as nano. Nano is a whole different level. So if your label just says titanium dioxide or iron oxides, that does not mean nanotechnology. It just means minerals. So where does the panic come in? It's this idea that if a particle is tiny enough, it can slip past the skin, get into your bloodstream, and cross what's called the blood-brain barrier. That phrase, blood-brain barrier, sounds like science fiction. It's actually real. It's a natural wall your body has designed to keep toxins out of your brain. So when people say nanoparticles cross it, that sparks fear. Because the thought of makeup particles floating around in your brain, yeah, that sounds terrifying. But here's what the science says. On healthy, intact skin, titanium dioxide and zinc oxide nanoparticles mostly just sit on the surface or in the very top dead skin layers. They don't tunnel down into living tissue. They don't hop a ride into your blood, and they definitely don't end up in your brain. Pause for a second. Had you heard this myth before? Drop me a comment if you've seen it on TikTok or YouTube, because I want to know if this has been floating around your timeline too. Now, let me be real with you. There is one place where nanotechnology is a valid concern, and that's inhalation. Loose powders with nanoparticles, think like raw pigment powders or mineral foundations you mix yourself. If you're breathing them in, those tiny particles can get into your lungs. That's why safety warnings talk about avoiding inhalation. But applying pressed foundation or liquid foundation or even a cream sunscreen, that's not the same. You are not breathing it in like dust. So the big danger isn't your foundation crossing into your brain. It's more about not inhaling those loose powders. And here's what I want you to remember. Sometimes the beauty industry and sometimes even creators online focus on the wrong villain. Titanium dioxide, mica, and iron oxides. These minerals have been used for decades, tested over and over. The bigger health risks in cosmetics are things like fragrance allergens, preservatives that irritate sensitive skin, endocrine disruptions, and certain chemicals. That's where more of our attention should be. But instead, a lot of people hear nano and it gets blown out of proportion. I remember years ago when I first heard the word nanotechnology in sunscreen, I thought, oh no, I am coating my face in science fiction dust. And then I realized, no, I'm protecting my skin. The science is actually working for me and not against me. So, what can you do if you're still concerned? Read your labels. If a brand uses nano, it usually says nano titanium dioxide or non-nano zinc oxide. Choose pressed products over loose powders if you want to avoid inhalation. Focus on balance. Don't let fear keep you from wearing sunscreen. That protection is way more important than worrying about a particle that's sitting on the surface of your skin. And most importantly, trust your peace. If something makes you feel uneasy, choose a different brand. There are so many options out there. So, here's the truth. Nanotechnology in makeup isn't something you need to lose sleep over. Titanium dioxide, mica, and iron oxides, these are mineral pigments. They give us coverage, color, and glow. The only time nanoparticles become a real concern is if you're inhaling loose powders, not from your foundation sitting on your skin. We deserve facts, not fear. And when you understand the science in plain language, you can make choices without panic. That's the power of owning this season of life. So, tell me in the comments, had you ever worried about this? Or is it the first time you're hearing that nanotechnology even shows up in beauty? And hey, if these videos are helping you feel seen or supported and you want to show a little love, you can buy me a coffee. Just scan the QR code on the screen. It helps me keep making content for women like us who are owning this season of life. Until next time, stay powerful, stay peaceful, and I will see you in the next video.